I want to talk about a subject which actually relates to Brian's intro question. This is a way we're going to use technology to take a small step to create a better world for ourselves and for our children. This idea relates to the food delivery industry. This is a huge industry that has come about relatively recently. There are companies like DoorDash, Uber Eats, and Grubhub who are competing in this space. DoorDash has done 1 billion deliveries. So this is a lot of volume, a lot of activity in this space. I estimated that food delivery is about 1% of all traffic. That may not seem like a lot, but when you multiply that by the total size of the United States and how much Americans drive their cars, it's actually a big number. So it's a huge sector, it's a huge amount of activity. But there's a problem, which is that it's really dumb. It's really inefficient. And to see why, just look at that small box in the passenger seat there. The goal of the food delivery service is to deliver this relatively small box from the restaurant to the customer. But in order to do that, you need the human driver as well as this enormous metallic vehicle to move around to get that small box to where it needs to go. A better idea is to use a drone. A drone is much smaller. It's going to use a lot less energy because it's smaller. It doesn't require a human to do the delivery. And it doesn't take up space on the roads. And that's going to be an important point. This is going to have a lot of benefits. First of all, we're going to reduce CO2 emissions. I mentioned 1% of traffic is food delivery. So if we can reduce that, we're going to save 7 million metric tons of CO2 every year. We're going to save money. And this is a funny little image I have here. This is from a guy on Quora who's complaining about having to tip after he already paid a delivery fee and a service fee. And it's kind of an annoying question. Of course, the guy should still pay a tip, but it's a legitimate complaint because these fees do stack up and get larger and larger. And the point is that this delivery service is expensive because you're paying a human to drive around, burn gasoline on the roads. But I think the biggest benefit is about saving lives. Many, many thousands of people die every year in car crashes. A 1% reduction in traffic is going to save 400 lives per year. There are 40,000 people who die from all automobile accidents. So 1% reduction will save 400 lives per year. Now you might be saying, is this just some pie in the sky thing that Dan dreamed up? No, this is a real project that's happening. Many different companies are involved, some big, some small. There are companies like Alphabet and Amazon that are working on this, as well as startups. So it's definitely a thing that is happening. The problem is the red tape. Amazon announced its service in 2013, but it's getting held up by red tape. It's not just the FAA. It's also the people at the state and the local levels. The companies have to negotiate all of these different levels of regulation to get the services approved. So what I'm asking for you is two things. First of all, stay informed about drone delivery companies and try out the service when it becomes available. Be an early adopter. But more importantly, call up your representatives at the city level, at the state level, and tell them that you are in favor of common sense, simple regulations for drone delivery. Thank you very much.